Talking about the financial literacy amongst the students for all the 3 years starting from first year, we do have some element of financial literacy. In the first year, we have introduced the National Education Policy 2020 from this year onwards, and they have a course named as Personal Finance, wherein the students are taught basics of finance.
Organized number of programs, like we had Innoventure last year, that was a build plan competition that we organized, that was open to our students as well as to students from other universities.
There was a competition which was called Solution for Pollution. So in which we had to pitch about an idea which was good for the environment, and we could also make it a profitable business. So I was in the first year and I decided to pitch up an idea. It was about converting the fiber from the waste of the vegetables and fruits into a replacement of plastic.
Financial education is important for all of us. The sooner we begin, the better it is. But not many schools and colleges talk about financial literacy with their students. But some change is visible. And today I am here at Narsi Munshi Institute of Management Studies. We are here at Chandigarh campus, and this college has taken a lot of initiatives on financial literacy. So today in this special episode of Why Not Mint Money, we are going to interact with students and faculty of this college here. And I am your host, Aparajita. So let's begin. Hi, so I have with me here Professor Kunal and Professor Parul. Both are from School of Commerce, and we have students here, 6-7 students, and they are mixed of School of Commerce and School of Law. And in this video we are going to discuss the level of financial literacy among youth. So sir, I'll start with you. What are some money concepts which are part of the curriculum here, and how do you make them understand to students so that they can relate to it?
In the first year, we have introduced the National Education Policy 2020 from this year onwards, and they have a course named as Personal Finance, wherein the students are taught basics of finance as to what is mutual fund, what are the various insurance products, and how can they think about planning, do a financial planning for their retirement, about investing through SIP. So all these basic concepts are taught to them through this course of personal finance.
This is the very first year this personal finance course has been introduced for first year students.
Yeah. It is for the first year students. We have two programs over here, BBA and BCom Honors. This is a common course under both the programs.
Okay, but this is not open for School of Law, I believe.
No, it's not a part of School of Law's curriculum.
Okay, and any reason why? Because again, it's personal finance and all students must.
Yeah, agreed. But then commerce students have more exposure to these things, and we build them up with this course of personal finance. All what is taught to them at the preliminary level is taken at an advanced level in the second year, third year. Law don't have that kind of exposure. They have a legal side of exposure to the course. In the first year, they have this personal finance. Then second year, they have courses like banking and insurance. Then they have other financial statement analysis, wherein they learn about ratios. They do calculate ratios. Now, once they calculate these ratios, they are also able to assess the companies and maybe take a call as to when they want to, if they want to trade in the stock market, then which companies they should select, on what criteria the selection should happen. So they learn about the PE ratios, the PE multiple, book to value ratio, and all such things, and then they can use this practically. Similarly, the third year students get I teach a course to them particularly which is financial planning and wealth management. So there we kind of tell them that how inflation can eat up their money. So we tell them that in case if they want to achieve certain things, if they plan out certain things, then how they are going, what is the amount that they are going to need maybe 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, and how they can plan that.
Yeah, if they are planning for higher education, so what is the cost of higher education today? And then you have to calculate it for future, do those calculations and then understand.
Yeah, so we make use of Excel and then we teach all these calculations to them. The assessment, the papers, everything Excel based.
Okay, has anyone practically done it here? All students here? Have you calculated higher education cost or any other cost?
Hello everyone, we have all the subjects like investment planning and wealth management, portfolio management, which is on the Excel based only. And using the Excel formulas, we do calculate, like if we talk about mutual funds, what is the NAV, how do we have to invest, if we want to, because we can't invest everything in one basket only, so we have to diversify our risk as well. So we learn about the portfolio management, that how our portfolio should be there, what type of securities and shares should be there, and what type of returns we are getting from each of one of them, and how we have to plan our portfolio. So such type of practicality is there in our subjects, and it's not pen paper based, it's Excel based, because of course at the last we have to do it on the software.
And do you invest your money? Whatever savings you have, maybe you don't earn since you're a student, but the money that you get from your parents, so some bit of budgeting, savings and investing, that sort of practical aspect.
I think I started it recently only in the SIPs, that is systematic investment plans. Systematic investment plans, and not as in the stock market. I'm not that much active in that thing, but yeah, I do have knowledge about how these things work.
But you have started SIP in mutual funds that you do. May I know the amount that you invest every month?
It's around, I think, 1,000.
Okay, but that's great. At least you have, with some amount you have
started it because I'm a hostler also, so you have to manage your expenses also. Whatever money you get per month from your homes, and you have to invest also and save also. So yeah, I started in SFPs.
But that's great. I'm really happy to know that you have made that beginning.
Yes, thank you.
Right. And now, Professor Parul, what are some initiatives that you take here in the college? What sort of schemes or maybe training sessions do you organize for students so that they have better exposure?
Ma'am, we have a proper industry exposure, industry interface with the students. So we have organized a number of programs. Like we had Innoventure last year, that was a bill plan competition that we organized, that was open to our students as well as to students from other universities. And in the third year, we have a special course on entrepreneurship, under which students of third year have to prepare their B plan and they have to submit it to the mentor. And also they have very innovative startup ideas, and number of students have participated. We have one of the candidate, Ojas, who participated last year, although he was in first year that time, but still he participated. Also, we have conducted number of workshops, like we recently had SEBI investor program where SEBI smart trainer came and they introduced students, that was particularly for the first years, so to tell them about how SEBI works, how mutual funds work, how they should be careful in investing. And under Prayatna Club also we take up initiatives like financial inclusion drives for our support staff and for our security staff. So students themselves tie up with the bank and they bring their bank people to the campus. Bank tell us about the facilities which are available to the underprivileged and remote sections, and they introduce about the programs like Sukanya Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana. So we have given opportunities to our support staff to open the accounts and facilitate that services.
Okay, so who was part of that financial inclusion drive?
Aryan.
Okay, yeah, Aryan, talk about it, about this financial inclusion drive, and how did you measure the impact of it? So the kind of schemes that were talked about by bank employees, so eventually people bought those policies, or just the information side of it and later on no impact? So
good morning everyone present. So firstly, we tied up with Union Bank and brought us experts who were specifically working in the financial inclusion area itself. So we conducted a session around the end of the March this year where they gave all the information regarding this to all the security staff of the college. And after that we held a question answer session where workers themselves asked what concerned them, and they answered questions regarding everything, not just the schemes but also the problems they themselves were facing.
Their own issues.
And after 2 weeks it was open to all security staff here to solve their problems. We conducted a drive here itself where they where the schemes were made to avail to them, which they didn't, which are beneficial for them, and also opened accounts and all sorts.
Okay, so Union Bank here itself, they opened accounts and insurance, whatever,
and helped them avail the schemes.
Pradhan Mantri Jan JEY Yojana, so all people bought those security stuff here. That's really good to know. And now about InnoVenture, the first training part that you talked about. So tell us the startup idea that you talked about in the session.
Okay, so Corporate Interface Cell is a club in which we collaborate with the different corporates. We provide the students with some knowledge about the corporate world. We have corporate Fridays in which we all dress up like in business formals, and then there was a competition which was called Solution for Pollution. So in which we had to pitch about an idea which was good for the environment, and we could also make it a profitable business. So I was in the first year and I decided to pitch up an idea. It was about converting the fiber from the waste of the vegetables and fruits into a replacement of plastic. So the company which it was a hypothetical company, I called it Siplast, which was the backwards of plastic. So that really intrigued the judge that was there, and I got the third position in that competition.
That's nice. And did it translate into any sort of funding? I think that also happened.
Yeah, that happened in InnoVenture. So there was a event InnoVenture which was conducted in the college, and it was a Tri-City level event in which all the schools and colleges students came and pitched their ideas. So there were almost 100 teams, and it was firstly there was a preliminary round in which 10 teams got selected. I was in the one of them. I didn't win or got any podium finish, but there was an investor sitting in the audience who called me, and he talked me about my idea, and he told me about the opportunities that are present in the Tri-City, and there was another round of investors, so we got in touch, and yeah.
So it's going on, you are still working on it and plan to take it forward?
I'm planning to take it forward, but currently I'm not working on it.
But since you are studying, but once your studies are over, then maybe you can take it forward. And anyone else would like to talk about InnoVenture or Financial Drive or SEBI training session, any takeaway, whoever would want to take up?
Hello everyone. Ma'am, actually here we get a holistic exposure to all of these subjects and what we are learning. So basically focusing on the financial part. These subjects like financial statement analysis and like Suhani talked about our portfolio management. We basically learn how we can diversify our risk and how we can reduce our risk and maximize our returns when we invest in a number of securities. So we do the practical part of it. It is all Excel based, and we do calculations and we calculate how we can reduce our risk and maximize our returns. And also last year I started my own brand. It's called the Relic Home. I started with my friend. So basically the college helped us how the financial part has to be taken in account.
What is Relic Home? What is?
Basically it's a brand, it's a homeware brand. We provide products like trays, customized trays, mugs, mats, rugs, all decor for your home. So we have put up various exhibitions at various clubs like Chandigarh Club, Golf Club, and we've made profits out of it. Profits of rupees 10,000, 15,000 after covering all the expenses. So our college supported us, and we got all the knowledge about how the finances have to be managed and what is to be kept aside and what is to be invested again.
So the entire balance sheet, all profits and loss, top line, bottom line, all these things you could do on Excel for the company that you have. So this is really good to know. This is the kind of practical aspect that students must learn in the college, not just theoretical understanding, but in the life actually doing it something for them. And now we were talking yesterday about different things, and I believe you are in the third year. So far, whatever you have studied in money concepts that initially Professor Kunal talked about, so just tell us about that how have you employed it in your life?
So good afternoon everyone. So initially as we begin, we establish a base not just for the theoretical concepts but also the Excel based and technical skills that are very much used in the corporate world. So coming in the first year, we learned about the basic and advanced functions of Excel. So we learned about solver, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and then as we gradually move upwards, as we reach the third year, we learned how to actually apply the concepts and relate them to our interest and the core finance areas. So like Sohani mentioned about the investment subject, it is completely Excel based and we learn a lot of things in it, particularly how to diversify the risk and how to manage our portfolios. And then we have the theoretical and conceptual knowledge, which is extremely important at an age like this because we are in the right age to be investing. So we learn a lot about the theoretical and conceptual concepts. So we have a subject of financial markets and institutions in which we learn about the functioning of various markets, the primary market, the secondary market, and then the institutions and the intermediaries that are a part of the financial system. So we learn about them, and then we also learn about, now as an investor, it is very important to know which are the right stocks or which are the right companies to be investing in. So when we learn about all of these theoretical concepts, we're able to apply them in our life. For example, we have learnt about the basic qualifications or requirements that a company needs to have and a company needs to follow to register for an IPO. Now, if I am an investor and I already know all of this, I will be doing my fact checking before investing. So with that, the chances of error are also reduced.
Okay, so now that a lot of activities are happening in the primary market, a lot of IPOs are coming in. So any one of you have studied any recent IPO, the red herring prospectus that they, when they apply for IPO, then it is there with SEBI website. So has anyone analyzed that for investment, or if not IPOs, then in the secondary market, any stock? Yeah.
Hello everyone. So I'm not currently applying for the IPO, but I'm investing in the secondary market. So in our curriculum in our college, we are studying the theoretical part, which is required for us to gain a better knowledge about selecting better stocks in the secondary market. So for example, I recently started investing, and there are very technical terms which we need to know before applying for stocks. For example, PE ratios, earning per share, and debt to equity ratios. So, and the budget which came recently, these all things affect the stocks in the secondary market very much. So we all discuss about these things in our college, in our classes, so which helped me to select better stocks, and currently I'm making profits out of it. So
okay. If there is a know-nothing investor, doesn't know much about stock market and mutual funds, nothing, and there are so many mutual funds, also so many stocks. So what would you advise a know-nothing investor?
So firstly, I think they should go with the mutual funds, like I myself did.
Which mutual fund? So many mutual funds are there. Which one to select?
I'm in particular, I can't. But I think better is mutual funds rather than the individual stocks, because they are quite riskier than that. But mutual funds, and also they have to invest not only at one place, which is the first thing they have to remember. Like as I say, yeah, like you're not supposed to put all your eggs in the one basket, because if it's gone, then all is gone.
So if someone wants to invest in the secondary market, they can first study the market rather than just applying for the stocks. So there are things happening worldwide which affects the stock prices. So if I study them first and then I can invest a month or two later, a couple of months later, after studying that will be a better option.
But I've observed that School of Commerce, they understand how finance works, it's part of their curriculum. But other schools are being left out. Even though I feel that money management, personal finance, it's a topic that everybody should be aware of. Not just be it commerce, law, or even from history background or other subjects. Everybody should be aware of personal finance, because it's about your own money, how you should manage. So to you, what do you think that college should do or is not doing currently? Because you may have also observed the kind of knowledge that commerce students have, other departments don't have it.
Hello everyone. So I am from BB LLB. I am currently in the second year of my course. So as a student in the law side, I really observed, like I was pretty impressed with the knowledge of the SOC students about the finance stuff. And I really believe that SOL should also be attending all of the sessions or the guest lectures.
Yeah, I believe that semi-training sessions, it wasn't open for others. It was only for commerce students. Now the last question for students here. Do you guys follow influencers? And what about reading newspaper? Yeah, go ahead.
So I think, as I am from the modern generation, most of us would agree that we follow resources online rather than physically reading the newspapers. And most of us probably on the social media like the YouTube or Instagram shorts. For me personally, I think we should focus, and my generation, instead of short form videos or reels, regarding influencers, on the YouTube and long format videos, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, so you get detailed knowledge, and there are many resources. You can specifically identify YouTube channels, like if you want specific knowledge on fundamentals of stock, there's say Sven Carlson YouTube channel, or there's CA Rana Day for another one, and Think School for economic application. We have many resources at our disposal through the advent of technology, and it's up to us how to apply that.
Okay, so it's a no to newspaper now, that's the sense that I get here.
Just to add to your question, there are various newspapers, e-newspapers which we can subscribe to. There are newspapers like Mint newspapers, so you get a newspaper just like those in the physical form, but on your tabs or on your phones or your laptop.
And there is an app called Maxter. So if you have that app in your phone, then you can have access to all sort of magazines, newspapers, everything in that one app in the e-paper form.
Yeah,
so yeah, maybe that could be a great idea for you too. If not physical newspaper, then this way. It has introduced a new course, personal finance course under new education policy. And it is for first year School of Commerce students. So anyone from first year who would like to share their experience, what they have studied so far? Okay, anyone in the audience who would want to share their experience if they invest in stock market?
I am Vinayak and I am pursuing BBLLB and currently in third semester, second year. So ma'am, last 3 to 4 months ago I started investing in the stock market, and basically I started investing in the IPOs. So I got money from my parents, like amount of 50,000 rupees, and there's a family friend of mine who suggested me to buy apply in a particular IPO. So from the first day only that I got allotted with that, and I got a motivation that if I study and if I go do research of this, I can apply in stocks also. But there was a problem with me that I wasn't able to understand which stock to apply. Like if I'm going on an app like all screener app, so there is some particular terms like the P ratio, the earnings per share, or some dividends are written, but I'm able to understand how should I apply it to this, like the knowledge with the practical application, how should I apply it to that. So that was difficult for me, but from that 15,000 I have come here at this 4th month of my from that investing day, and I have done triple and fourth of that amount.
So now students here could not answer what is an index fund. Now anyone here in the audience can answer what are index funds and who should invest in it?
Morning ma'am, my name is Sehaj. I am a student of School of Law here at NMIMS Chandigarh. Before I answer your question, I want to thank you for your main coverage of financial news, because I personally find it very easy to use the interface of Mint website.
Thank you
and
so much.
I get my news from Mint itself. So about your question regarding index funds, I find that for a beginner investor, index funds are a good gateway to the investing world. I think the risk is really neutralized, and you can get a good portfolio if you track the index funds itself, because if we see the historical aspect of the markets, they have always outperformed government-backed securities, and I feel for an average investor who doesn't have much information regarding the contemporary market, you can really do good by participating in the index funds. I personally got to know about it after the COVID, because there was a lot of people, especially on the internet, talking about investing in the stock markets. I track index funds using the contemporary apps which are available for investing, and I feel that they have historically always outperformed many mutual funds and many other institutional investments itself. So I think it's a good start way and a gateway for investors.
Okay, thank you so much students for joining me here today. Really great conversation I have had with you. Thank you so much professors, and lovely being here. Thank you.